Greetings, everyone. Let's see here. What's happening, everybody? Hope everybody had a great Monday. Checking the chat. What's happening, Curtis? What's up? Chassis, what's happening? I appreciate everybody being here. Kind of have a little bit of new setup. I got an extra screen, so I'm going to be able to see the chat while I'm showing evidence. So just going to make sure that it runs right before I have anybody else on or go anywhere else, I guess. Yeah. You can't help but see them. They're everywhere. No matter where you go. What's happening, Kairos? What's up, man? If y'all missed it, Kairos and Chris, Old World Exploration. They went on TNT Radio. Excellent for an hour. Excellent. Go check it out on either one of their channels. We need more stuff like that, getting this message out there, whether it's through meltology, the melt, or just explaining how there's no way they could have built these structures in the time periods with the means. They did an excellent job. Let's see what we got. Was that you on percussion, man? It sounded great. What's up, Face Diaper? All the hobbits will know meltology and we will get no apologies. Yeah, you're right, man. Whatever, right? It's expanded big time. I don't know. So started with this 3 years ago on YouTube almost. Since then, it's probably 10 times. So many more people. So many other channels mentioning it. Even if you make fun of it, that's great advertisement. So yeah, I'm here. Probably just gonna be here for about an hour. I wanted to hit on the stalactites and stalagmites. Usually when I go somewhere, I don't really look up anything. And of course, that's just pure geology, caves and stalactites, stalagmites, whatever. So I haven't been to one probably in 10 years. I've only been to one. It was a smaller one. And so I went to Cathedral Caverns, and I've got a slew of pictures, and I got some other stuff too, but I'm going to explore those pictures and some other things. So Mesa, all right, man. I'll be here at about 7 Central Time. 5 years. Yeah. Yeah, this is Jerry and Yoakum and Spartan. It started. They started doing stuff probably 5 years ago. That would be Jen from Truth Seekers 69 channel. I believe she came up with that word. Yeah, we had like a whole new vocabulary for this stuff. That's the thing too. When you're talking to people, it's trying to explain it. It's weird because you're trying to use all these terms that we've all made up just for this. So yeah, Curtis, where's that link, man? I'm just kidding. But anyway, let's see here. Like I said, thanks for everybody being here. We're going to roll through this pretty quickly. Like I said, I'll be able to see the chat the whole time. So pretty excited about that. Just doing a few things real quick. Turn this down. And if sometimes I'll play a little background music, and if when I'm talking, if you can't hear it good, just let me know, and I'll just turn the music off. Trying to find something. But yeah, hope everybody had a good day today. It's supposed to rain about every day here. Trying to find something, guys. It's just all right. Back here. Like I said, it's a little different when I have two screens. Bear with me. Okay. Yeah, does my voice sound good? I don't know about aliens or any of that, but not sure exactly how this happened, of course. Some kind of electrical heat cataclysm. How many times? Don't know. Not that long ago. I was just looking up when they invented geology. Yeah, I guess real quick. So it was like 1800s, early 1800s. They say, I think there was a 1785 reference, but it was around early 1800s to late 1800s or something when this whole geology thing came to be. So, they have all these terms, glowstone. You got your stalagmites, stalactites, right? They even have something called soda straws. They didn't invent the straw, I think, until 1800. I don't know. They have all these cute little names. But here's your cartoons. They give you cartoons. Stalactites, columns, flowstones, right? And they'll tell you the one on the right over there is it's a column, and it dripped down and dripped up, or all dripped down or all dripped up. It's totally ridiculous to me, obviously. You have icicles, right? And it dripping, and it does form icicles, whatever. But the stuff that we're seeing in these caves and whatever, it's not forming, number one, over millions of years, okay? You can't prove any of that, period. And that's why they put that on there. But just a reminder here, bricks do melt. It's in Russia. Just obvious. That's forming what they call maybe stalactites. Still in Russia. So here, have brick stalactites forming. Now, obviously, I'm just making fun of it, but bricks do melt. They have their own narratives on, of course, of this place. I don't even care. Just showing what this brick looks like when it melts. And how did it melt? Well, they tell you some stupid theory, but right here, it's so simple, From the top, it just drips millions of years. And then from the bottom, millions of years, just grows up. It's the first thing they told me, or the group, when I went into the cave. Don't touch anything because the rocks won't grow anymore because the oil on your skin. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Spider-Man card. Yeah, and I do take this. That's what I say. I do take this subject seriously. Um, but I do like to have fun with it. This will be a little bit of a fun stream, but when I'm watching these mainstream geology, stalactite stuff like that, which is really any geology stuff, um, they're talking like you're two. They're showing you cartoons. They're talking like you're a 2-year-old. So if I talk like back to those geologists and whatever, just through the stream and stuff, like they're two, it's just right back at you. It's when you're really watching them, it's it's really hard sometimes, but you just got to trust the cartoon, right? It does that millions of years. It goes through the crust and all this, and drips down, and it happens to look just like that, which is complete brick melting right there. Just want to thank Putin and Russia for these pics. Thanks for letting them get out there. Appreciate that. Yeah. So underwater. So obviously, it's not going to drip underwater. So you even have two narratives there. They're just like, okay, anywhere from 300 to 400 million years old, these stalactites form. At least that's where the place where I went to, that's what they said. Big gap, right? 100 million years. Why don't they ever say, oh, it was 252,349,002? It's always like by 50s or hundreds, and they just add zeros to it. So it's comical, but whatever. So they give you a timeline of, whatever, 300 million years old. And then at some point it got flooded certain spots. And that's why you're seeing this, So they're lying twice on that part. Completely made up. What's happening now, real? Why did my music go off? Pause this real quick. Yeah, so they're giving you these narratives, just complete. And so geology came out basically late 1700s. What was everybody doing before then? For thousands and thousands of years. Are they just walking around dumbfounded? I doubt it. Trying to do something real quick. I don't know what happened. Let's just go here. All right. Anyway, so the whole thing's totally made up. And you see these columns, you see the ceilings right here, all dripping down. This is really one of the most ridiculous geology narratives. There are the stalactites and stalagmites. Like I said, I really didn't it's just not that hard. It's like two basic meanings, but just a reminder, that's brick right there. So it looks uncannily like stalactites and stalagmites, at least from the roof perspective right there. Temperature, just lime bricks melt. Well, bricks melt at I'm actually not sure about lime. The bricks melted. I think it's 26 to 2800 degrees. I think that's when they start melting. But here, up a little bit. Like what's going on here is just exact. In that crease right there. Of course, this is underwater, but it doesn't matter. So it got flooded after that. But, just really looking closely at all the stuff. It's just structure, and of course I'll show more in detail here in a minute. But just wanted to show some stuff under the water. So they have to have two narratives on that, but it's just, sentence a piece. Incredible stuff right there. And how, if it's dripping down, how does it drip down and then form a level, then go out another level like it's terracing, mini terracing effect right there. I guess it's one of the most you can't touch things out there. At least we get to see it, but like that one right there, how did it drip? And then in the middle, it's thinner. Why wouldn't it go down all the same way? Yeah, the temperature involved likely much higher. We simply do not know the details exactly, Kairos. We don't know the details. We're trying to get to them, but it's going to be extremely hard because this was just a realm-wide, worldwide cataclysm. We're just little bitty, basically ants looking at this stuff. Like here, you have three distinct little bitty column-looking things right there. Melt coming over. Yeah, there's one more reminder too. Bricks are burned clay. That's what makes them. Yeah. What is? I think it's 75% of what they call Earth is clay. It's a big clue there. I think it's 75%. What they say. Here's more brick. This brick. Show people out there that haven't really seen this or knew bricks do melt. And there are areas that look like that. Roof. That's just crazy. Ceiling is key. It's all I was looking at almost when I was in the cavern, and it's quite incredible. They don't really explain anything. Of course, they have a book, a script to go by, and they're all the same everywhere you go. Doesn't matter anywhere. We're going to get right into that. Like here. Oh, button. Ceilings. Now, this isn't where I was. I got about 10 pictures I'm going to go through. That's just in different places. I didn't label any of them, but we'll start to see straight lines, and some are sporadic, of course, just cracks in the ceiling, whatever. But maybe this is all melting down, and these are structures down here. They say this went up because obviously this didn't create this down here. You always have these lines too, and show more distinct, but just giving some references around the world. And yeah, obviously this stuff is just everywhere. Um, yeah, ceilings, archways. Here's one you can tell that this is not nature, and that's another thing they tell you is everything is 100% nature. It's the first thing the tour guide tells you. It's like, okay, well, it's based on a theory, number one. So why are you putting 100% nature in there when the whole subject is a theory? But in any case, this here really looks like a column, but don't know for sure. But you have levels, you have straight lines down both sides, and this is a reference to, okay, you're outside. This looks exactly, basically, like these here. Okay, uh, this is a different narrative. They don't say it dripped from the bottom up and created this. So geology is ridiculous. The dry. Oh, yeah, the dragon breathed on it, right? I'll tell you, and I got a lot of comments. Say a lot, not a lot, but dragons doing this. I just haven't seen one, so it's had to be a lot of dragons to do all this, in the trillions probably. So yeah, I got to where I was at yet, but it's just another example here. So you're telling me it's dripping from. If they don't connect, they say it's dripping from the bottom and top. But if they're connected, they're called columns, and I don't. Their whole. It's all just dumb, actually. But I try to not make fun of it too much. Yeah, you're walking in these caverns. You have these flat walls and ceilings, and then you just have this blob of mess, and they just tell you it's dripping from a long, long time ago. Like, like how would that ever happen? Two perfectly, just about, and I'll call them columns, going down. But everything is dripping not from water, but from the melt. Like here. And when you go in most of these, the one I went into, it was mostly 55 to 60 degrees year round. But the humidity is up to 100%. So first went in, it was really cool, and then went on further, still cool, but you could feel the humidity. So I think that's what gets people's eyes off too, is when they see this kind of stuff and it's damp. So they're thinking, oh yeah, it's all damp, it's been dripping forever. It's a long way there and back when I went in this cavern, and I only probably felt 5 or 6 drops on my head. I mean, that's going into any tunnel or cave. I mean, it's going to be dripping. Sort of like this picture here. And none of this even looks wet. But it doesn't really matter to me, but it's all melting over these structure. You can see the structure lines of the blocks. More coming out, probably the outer covering. Just intense dripping, melting. In the middle of all these lines, right here, and then all of a sudden you have this melt in the middle of it. What were these? I don't know. So if you break some of these apart and go in the middle of them, is it going to be the same thing? And when you're like creeks or whatever, and it really the iron deposits coming out, you can see the orange coloration or lime deposits come out. You're going to get that film over whatever, but that's it doesn't keep adding and form all these crazy columns and stuff. um, just a total deception. So now we're at, it's called Cathedral Caverns, and this place is immense. So this is where you go in. Look how flat this is too up here. Very flat. And then it goes up. This is all it looks like here in the background, all around this place. Here's another angle of that. Just super flat up here, down here, and it just goes, and you keep going down basically for, I don't know, it's like a half a mile, a little less, but I took this one. I'm going to show a few things in the wording. And stalagmite forest over here. Stalagmites are all from supposedly bottom up. So this place is here, 2 miles, almost 2 miles. Now, when you get to the end of here, and they tell you there's a lot more, but you can't go. You can't go on the bottom. You can see all this bottom stuff when you're walking through. You're up about, I don't know, 20 feet or so through the middle of this thing, and on a walkway, and you're not allowed to go beneath further. I mean, you're probably only seeing like maybe 10% of this whole place. But so 2 miles, and then they put Mystery River and Goliath. And then they put limestone layer and they color it red. That's cute too. Brick and mortar. So, and I did notice this actually, future exhibit. Now they have a huge gift shop, right? You got to pay $20 to go to walk this thing. It's totally ridiculous. So I noticed when you first come in, they had this new looking structure here built, but it was closed off. I know they're probably going to put a bunch of garbage plaques. I don't know. Some old pictures of people finding this place. Who knows what they're going to put in here? But I guess in the future you'll walk through it, get more indoctrinated, and then go into the cavern. Actually, it's right here. It's quite weird. At first, I was like, "Is that a bunker?" It's brand new. The stuff on top of it, I don't know. I guess they just threw a bunch of rocks on it or something, or I have no idea. I didn't really even look at it because it's all gateway. You just have to walk this way. So just looking at the chat. So when you first walk, this is the first thing I noticed. Blocks, ceiling, and then the middle of this is just melted more than anything else over it. Over all this stuff, which you have lines, blocks everywhere. And she said this whole place is 100% natural, which that's what they're told to say. So bricks, watering canals would be part of the grid. Yeah, nothing was built. It was all found dead. So I'd say, but it's amazing. I've actually talked to a lot of people that don't get into any of this stuff, but they think that a lot of the buildings were already here. But yeah, it's 100%. What's happening, James? Love and blessings to everyone. Wishing all day. Yeah, man, doing great. Hope you're doing good. It's like 75 here today. It's supposed to be raining every other day, though. What's up, Benny boy? What's happening, man? Good to see you. I'm missing any of y'all, sorry. So here's the ceiling before you go in, but that's not even. Some of the stuff looks like it was just freshly laid and smooth. This is just a close-up shot they call corn, the corn formation, just jetting out of here. But yeah, you see right here, this picture's kind of fuzzy. I did the best I could with the lighting. I got some good shots, but the lighting they only had a few lights here and there, and but whatever. But we're gonna focus on. Luckily, I got a lot of good ceiling shots and stuff like this. But this is all melted. You can even see the lines. You know, if something's melting, is it gonna form straight lines? These are small, and like I said, a lot of this stuff was completely dry. Some of it had this shiny look on it because of, and there was dripping in there, but because the humidity was like 100%. How is this forming from the ceiling up here like this? Like, I was really amazed. You know, I've seen tons of pictures of this stuff, but when you go in there, especially my first time of being after I saw the melt, it's one of the more comical narratives of dripping. How it just starts dripping from, well, there's nothing up here, or they say it drips from up. How does it do that? It's just structure, some kind of structure. And this whole, whatever this was, wall structure, who knows? But look at it. This is missing because it's gone through an intense heat cataclysm. Nature does not do that. It also doesn't produce these flat ceilings over 300, 400 million years old. So that was kind of fuzzy. Yeah, so look at this ceiling. Looks like somebody just laid concrete, like on your slab for your house or something. How smooth it is. Now it's really tall. I mean, there's places, I don't know, I can't do an exact number, but I know one of the columns is like 40 feet. But it's taller than that because you're already up about, in certain spots, you're already up like 20 feet, but then it does level out and then you're on bridge again. And so I think it's maybe 70, 80 feet at some points. So the point is, nobody got up here and did that, obviously. I mean, but super, super smooth, flat ceilings. And then it goes to this stuff over here. And this was supposed to drip over 300 million years ago and do all this different looking stuff with lines, columns. At least they do call them columns. They got one thing right. Cracking. You know, what cracks? Heat cracks. We don't have any volcanoes, supposed volcanoes, or else? Earthquakes or anything like that here, so not yet. But even in the background, this isn't a very good shot, but you can just see the blocks here and the same size as bricks, lines, straight lines everywhere. It's all structure. Especially this part, 90 degree. There's a little U here because it's melting. It's all the same, part of the same structure here. You can see the lines going down here. So obvious. Goes all the way down until it has this stuff, what they call the drip effect. It's just all the same structure. They tell you stuff like that where you just, your mind can't imagine it and you just go with the narrative. But look back here. Look how flat this is. 90 degrees out, goes down here, and it more than likely probably 90 degrees back. Where's that forming? Where's that coming from? And this is in a cavern, right? So maybe they tell you it's all pushed up from the earth and all that BS, but I just wanted to show close-up shots of this somewhere where I've been. I feel more confident talking about stuff where I've been, but I'm pretty confident on what I'm seeing everywhere. These lines, straight lines. How's it dripping and then not, more, not. Up here, 90. Well, it wants to do a 90, but the slope here goes back this way. It's all structure lines. You can even see possible little impressions of brick. Of course, places like this, I mean, you're not going to see any distinct red brick, probably, because number one, you can't go in only half of this place, really. But here we go, dripping down, and then it's just going to stop, make this, stop, make this. Some sort of columns, or there's no telling. Structure. This part is where they call this the frozen waterfall. Yeah. Now this is actually, the whole thing's damp and wet. I saw it dripping maybe in a couple places, but again, it's like 100% humidity. But it's huge. It goes all the way down here. I know this perspective isn't, don't know, and the lighting, but it does have drip spots. But again, even if it's changing the color of something, the rock or whatever, it's just putting a film over it. From what I've seen at different places, or seen, gone back over the years to a place and then seen this effect of the line because it's mortar or the iron making it orange, or any other mineral. So go past right there and then see that this is all dry. I would say 85% of this place is just completely dry as far as the walls and everything. And now there's rivers flowing under it, all that kind of stuff too. Of course, you couldn't get close to that, but you can see here this is the building. The whole thing's the building, but it's just got extremely hot, squeezing out mortar probably, and everything else, and it's just going over what now is rock. And who knows what? I mean, look at this guy over here. I mean, that looks pretty perfect. You got this stump down here, some sort of column. It's not a very good shot. It's just it was a huge wall. It's on the walkway and just showing the lines, showing perfect, straight, level lines and blocks. Looks like it's compressing here a little bit. But walking into one of these places, whatever you believe, you can't believe what they tell you because it's totally ridiculous. You can't prove it or see it, recreate it, nothing. Again, here's ceilings. You're going to find a lot that are straight lines, back and forth, 90-degree angles, and then back. And then this was supposed to be created by all this. You see back here? Oh, it came from right here. And then it did all this. Okay. Yeah, well, up here you just got nothing. Just a little bit of drip of the melt. The houses formed. Back to what's up, pants on? I've been looking at the chat really. Said I'm looking at another screen. Pants on's been doing some. Check his channel out. If you haven't, he's been doing some crazy boots on the ground. My favorite, of course. Let's read some of the chat, guys. Actually. All right, next picture. Again, thanks everybody being here. Monday. Same spot there. Here's a close up as clear as I could get it, but yeah, this is right above. It's this shot, I believe, or up here actually, at the top. But was that supposed to form all this down here? That's all there is. Every now and then you'll see a drop of water, but I don't even see any on these. It doesn't matter. And to think, what caused this effect? It's turning all this. I don't know. What I mean is, it's just different. I mean, it's everywhere, in caves and stuff, caverns, and even in no cave, like I was showing earlier. But what exactly? What's the difference in temperature, and what was it? Like exactly? I mean, there's buildings, but structure. Here's more, and this is all supposed to be dripping from this flat ceiling. You don't even have any, but a couple over here that's have dripped down the building, whatever, and then it's just supposed to magically form this. Lines. Reminds me like a fountain. You see fountains in the old world buildings today, but terracing. Dripping there. I mean, very high ceilings, obviously. And here, these are almost 90 degrees. All these lines here, step up, step up. It's like a big, like square block column. But regardless, it's 90 degrees, more or less. And then you got the ceiling, super flat, super smooth. They have this leftover structure block here. And whatever this was just completely went blob. Super hot. Straight lines all the way down the ceiling here. I mean, this is something when you see, you can kind of imagine it because it's so drippy. Ice cream melting, basically. There's more here. You could pass this off for Mars, probably. A little rover on it. These are just a couple of close-ups. This one's a little fuzzy. I think I've got a picture of it. Let's just go here. A little melt job. Straight lines again where the cracks are. Yeah, I think this is just connected to the ceiling at one point. There's no, it could have come through and melted there, but obviously, like through the cracks, it's coming from above. It looks like, and some of it now it has outer covering and all that. So the building, so it could be anything. And this one, can't tell if it was 90 degrees or not. It's kind of circled around now. This is all dripping. But here's those suspicious. Okay, how did it just do that? I guess they say, oh, they joined together, but that was only 50 million years ago. Lines. You can see the lines spiraling down some sort of column. Some of these, I would say 100% columns. I think this is the one they call Goliath. I appreciate it, Curtis. I just looked down at the chat. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed because of the lighting. It was really dark. They don't have much lighting. There's certain spots like this one had a little bit more lighting, but and all the lights, they're white or yellow. Well, they're all white regular lights. So the colors that you're seeing, they call one of the places in here the rainbow forest, stalactite forest, because they're all different colors. But but this is just screaming column. And I said in my video, I do want to say, I didn't see this till a while ago. And who knows? Now, this is really far up. And this is at the end of the tour, I think. I can't remember, but who knows? But this looked really weird. And I got a better shot of it. But this looks like some kind of number writing. I don't know if an archaeologist climbed up there and did that, but I mean, I would doubt it. I mean, they've been in there years ago doing stuff, but that's just really strange because it's really high up. You're standing way down here. I think that might be the one that's 40 foot tall with the drippy ceiling everywhere. Yeah, man, I wish I could go to Switzerland. I got crazy, huge melted buildings over there. Who are we subbing? Guess we'll say sub. Good job, whoever you subbed. All right, let's go to the next one here. Stuff here. how smooth it is too. Yeah. Why isn't all of it like that? It's all melted differently. Different heat. Back here. Just total devastation. And they run you through it, and most people are like, "Oh, how beautiful," which it looks cool, but once you kind of see what it really is, it's like, well, it's not really cool. uh, Now this is this is Cathedral Caverns in Alabama. It's like a little east of Huntsville. Not much. It's around the Huntsville area. Here, I just see structure here because everything is separated and has all these lines and throughout the whole thing on everything, unless it's covered by this smooth melt like this. It's probably just the outer covering of whatever it was, but ceilings and how does it do that? Huh? Geologists. I feel even stupid asking these questions because they're stupid enough. Not you can't you can't judge anything on millions of years. You can't judge anything on just fairy dust. Um, we're just so indoctrinated with this stuff. 12 years, and then another 2 years if you go into what they call higher education, and they're still pushing this crap and making you pay for it, and you've already learned this crap in high school, geology and history. I mean, why the hell am I taking that again? It's to indoctrinate and for money, obviously, but you don't even get into your field for like over 2 years. I don't want to get into that, but there's a good quality shot. The ceiling is just incredible. So again, straight lines everywhere. Structure. Really wish you could just go in these places without a tour guide. It just makes it a little stressful. And I think this tour was like an hour and a half, but she probably talked, oh God, like 30 minutes. She stopped, she talked, go, stop, talk. But this one is like in my video, the Corinthian look, the Corinthian columns. Which I'll just go out. Actually, just for a quick reference, no idea, but it just reminds me of this stuff right here. Coming over, possibly style columns. Looks pretty accurate as far as what it's looking like if it was melted. So just a reference to that. Find my place. Here we go. It's got about 20 or so pictures left. But that's what it looks like. Bending over. Corinthian column. And this here is squared off, 90-degree, goes all the way around, it's squared off, and you got all this mess around it. It's like it's peeling off. Yeah, man. What is our real story? Just, man, we've been lied to. Big time. And not that long ago. I mean, all this BS started in the late 1700s. It seems everything changed. Obviously a cataclysm, but they've been constantly putting out BS since then. It's crazy now to think about it, look back on it. The worst subjects were history and geology, especially history, because it was the same damn thing over and over again. And cartoons, that's all they give you is cartoons. Cartoons and some sketchy black and whites every now and then. But here, just on this side, see the melting over it. It's all completely dry. Everything here, you can see that. See what it's doing on the roof and the ceiling. All melting out. Crazy. It looks like some shrooms there. But we do see this with other things in the mountains too, or the rockwork, just a little bit here and there, but they don't call them stalactites and stuff. It's just nature. Go back here towards the roof. Yeah. How would it make that effect? How does it mushroom out like that and then go back in? Straight lines. And straight lines this way, diagonal and vertical. Is water doing that? No. This might be these are different colors too. Like I said, I looked at all the lights through these pictures, and when I was there, I looked at them, but they're white lights. So I think there was maybe one spot that they had a color light or two, but you're seeing the true colors here, basically. Back here, so archway possibly almost totally gone, but straight lines everywhere. Huge blocks. And this got melted. Roof. And again, you're looking at this. I get tired of me saying this, but so this is supposed to be dripping down and making this. How's that possible? There's hardly anything on the roof. Nothing. It's more ridiculous as they say it comes up from below. Drips like that. Makes that. What else are you going to say? And this twisted column here. Hey, look at the face of this thing. It's structured. And all these internals and stuff are just melting down. Who's in here? This cursor isn't working. See, I'm late to the party. Thanks for doing this research. Look into Action Adventure Twins who explore caves all over us. Yeah, I'm actually subscribed to them. Sometimes I don't have enough time to watch everyone. There's so many researchers out there, especially in this field, and but they do incredible boots on the ground. I've probably seen, I don't know, 15 of their videos. They've got a lot, but they go to incredible places, and all the time. And they have time. I guess that's all they do. Just another shot. I like this here because of what you're looking in the back here. Almost perfectly spaced apart between these columns, which leads to structure. Yeah. Hmm. Very expensive. Look at these things. I mean, there's two columns, equal distance here, and so they're saying this. Well, why did this one stop? So this was only what, 50 million years old. These are 400. And there's no water, there's no dripping. There's water, there's rivers all under this. Streams, rivers. This was really cool. I mean, you look at this stuff. If you have any common sense, it's not from dripping water through sediments or whatever. It would never do this. And of course, they tell you all this was under the ocean. She pointed to some. Look at this thing back here too. It's twisted. Huge column. She pointed up to the roof. It's like 50 foot tall at the beginning. It'd be like this, and she had a flashlight. She said, "What do you think those are?" I was really trying to look, and I wanted to just say brick, but they were shark teeth. Said, "Oh, they've been carbon dated from the Mesozoic BS period, whatever." But I wanted to say, okay, so how did it get embedded in that totally flat roof? It's just ridiculous. I'll tell you it was under the ocean, and then teeth got merged with the rock. It's called heat. Um, lines. You can even see the impressions of kind of what size bricks would be. You have it's like a step or something here, 90-degree down. Whatever these things were, just totally got fried, melted. I don't think this is the spot. But, and a lot of these things you see, these huge columns, if you look at the bottom, which of course you got red down here, but if you look at the bottom, they don't spread out. They just stop. Now, if it's dripping in this crazy way and forming this, well, when it gets to the bottom, why isn't it going out? Anything else would. So weird. Drop. Completely dry. And this is just coming out. This one here, I mean, levels. Okay, so you got this level here. It's supposed to be dripping down, and then it just jets out flat, and then does it again. This is 100% looks like some kind of column, but who knows? All this stuff is just so hot and dripping. And then you have smooth over here on this top. How'd that happen? Here, theories of geology talking to us like we're 2 years old. Let's go here. It's like right before the stage of this whole thing just coming in on itself. Or even like everything hardening and they're still really hot all around it, just barely dripping and going over stuff. And that's the way I imagine it. Back here, how does it form this small one here and then go out? Why did it do that right here? Just picks and chooses, That's what happens 300 million years ago. This thing was crazy. They called it the Darth Vader helmet. Thorium did. And it's red. That's the true color. You're seeing the true colors here. See, here's the light. They're all white lights. Back here, this might be part of what they call the rainbow forest, stalactite forest. So you have columns in the back here still. Complete one. The ceiling. This one, I like this one just because of how the angles. They're all 90 degrees with like pentagon, octagon, circles, but straight lines. It's all above it, structure. This melting over these big blocks, and then it's getting a sheet, a coating of that over it. Or covering, or rendering, whatever, of the building. Melt there. Yeah, exactly. And when people ask me, even through the years, whatever, on anything, like, do you believe this or believe that? Well, what's the first word you just said? Or three, whatever. Do you believe? Most of the time, no. Unless I've seen something with my own hands and eyes and proving it. And people that ask you this question, I don't know. It triggers them if you don't believe, and that's the first word you said. A guy asked me once, "You don't believe anything, do you?" He was referring to mainstream media and basically the school system. This was years ago, probably like 6 years. And I sat there for a little bit, and I was like, no, I don't believe any of it. I think that's what really triggered me too. After that, I mean, it was all uphill from there. Basically, I was started with 9/11 and all that stuff, and that was the pinnacle of it. Just really made me step back. Like, yeah, I need to find some stuff out. Maybe wasted all that time in school, basically. I mean, some of it I would never take back, obviously, but it's got me here. So, but there is definitely a better way to educate, even in a system like the school system. Number one, you take out all theories. Number one, um, there's no reason that you should be taught theories. Okay, if you're and it's one theory on all this stuff basically. So if it's a theory, why can't I have my theory, or why can't she have her theory? Yeah. Maybe that should be a fun class. Like, hey, let's just guess what this is because we're telling you a guess. But we're not gonna do that. So much wasted time. I mean, you could learn if you get rid of all the theories, learn reading, writing, arithmetic. I mean, you could get that by 10 years old, right? 12 max. And from there, you can do whatever. Here's another shot of, oh, this is a different one, but I'll show this in my video, but it just screams building. Why are these cracks all straight? Why are they 90 degrees? Out through these pics, guys. I know it kind of gets redundant a little bit, but I've never looked at this stuff, so really hard and went to it. So just kind of wanted to show all the pics that I did get. But you can see the blocks in the back. A little strip over here, a little over here. All blocks, lines, all structure. What's up, Freya? Sorry I missed you. I'm deep in this other screen over here. Yeah. Oh, something's popped up. Yeah, very misleading. Yeah. They're told as fact. The only place you see theory is like the first when you first open the geology book, maybe whatever grade that is. I mean, it might say theory of whatever, and then that's it. I mean, it's all taught as fact. So much wasted time. So much more we could be doing, learning with our hands. Hell, growing food, anything. I mean, obviously, we care what happened 300 years ago, 400, whatever, just because of what we're seeing. But what they were teaching, same things, same wars. Well, who cares, right? I want to figure out how to live, how to grow food, how to build stuff. You know? And you can do that, but you can't really do it until you get out of high school, basically, because you don't have time for any of that. Sports, sports were good, but not how they made it. As far as getting off in another trail here, but I remember back in the day when I was played a little football, or whatever, and they have travel teams now, and it sucks up all of your time on the parents to do that, and it's like 8 months out of the year they're gone every weekend, and they have these pipe dreams of their kids going to Major League Baseball or NFL or whatever. I just think, okay, so back in my day, I mean, you're either good or you're not, right? If you want to get to that level, if you want to go that route. I mean, that's it. I mean, just because you're going to do it every day for 12 years, waste half your life, I mean, it's not going to make it better. Practice is good, but this one right here might be the end thing, but this is basically flat all the way under it, and it curves down over. how did that happen? You know, you have all this, and there's more. And that looks like a little bitty fountain right there. It goes out, goes in, down. These actually had, I think these were dripping. I think you can actually see the water here dripping. Okay, yeah, we're done. I think this is. Yeah, it seems um, cracking heat. And it's anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show those Cathedral Caverns. Um, Looked at other places too. They're all the same, basically. Melted. If you're here today, what's up? So Curtis means something to you. Anyway, I really already, you know, it's all right. It's not too long of a stream, so maybe rewind it a little bit. Fast forward the boring parts, right? Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate it. Very fascinating place. You told the guy they were wrong. You know, there's only like 15 people in the group. And I stood in the back of the line. I was there for pictures and video. And she was, I mean, her age, super nice, very energetic, but it does disappoint. You know, I really did want to say something, but you know, I wanted to get through there without anybody looking at me, really, because I'm trying to go here, there, fall behind line, so I have more time to take some pictures, and so I didn't. Um, you know, sometimes I regret that, but there's been times when I have mentioned stuff, not to I've never. This is the first tour guide I think I've had ever. Well, no, second. It was in another cathedral looking place like this, but it was much smaller. It was a long time ago. I know, man. I seriously wait. Wrong one. Sorry. Especially when she first told us not to touch any of the rocks because they wouldn't grow. But yeah, when she stopped, and I am smiling and kind of shaking my head, and I hear in the background, kind of, because like I said, I was in the back, stay in the back of the line. But man, um, it was. I was really busy trying to get the right lighting with my phone, taking pictures. But man, so ridiculous. Definitely hit the like button, everybody. Appreciate it. Seems like this two screen thing is working pretty good. So, do have plans for a couple more streams this month. One with Chris for world exploration sometime in March, towards the end. Trying to hook up back up with Kairos. Possibly we can do one too. But hey, Steph, happening? Good to see you. Yeah, so she sent me a video of some of this stuff. It was great. Appreciate that. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody being here. Just looking at the chat. Yeah, there's so many people out there now doing this kind of stuff, and it's great. So, or just talk about it to anybody you can. Yeah, I appreciate it, Pants on. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Don't get lost in that cave you're in, whatever. Or actually, what next? Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I think Jen True Seeker 69. She's doing shit on it, I think. But anyway, I ran over my budget here, so I appreciate everyone. Much love, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.